All right, we made it, guys. Bum, bum, bum. Seatbelt off. Music on. Controllers in hand. Right. Let me grab the whistle. Whistle. Check. And walking sticks. Come on, let's go. Come on. Frankie, come on. Come on. Come on, Chugs. Come on. Okay, let's keep an eye out for moose. So Melissa and I have seen a moose right here in this little grove last summer, and it was just a solitary moose. It was a bull, but which is, in my mind, a little more docile than the cows. There's Shugs. At least with calves. Cows with calves are a little meaner. Come on, Chugs, come on. So anyway, my eyes are peeled. Up, up, up. Hear the sound. I think today I've got the ultra wide angle lens setting, and so I'm kind of curious how that will look. I've got it at 5.3K resolution, which doesn't really matter. 4K is of course the highest resolution, at least that I can upload into YouTube. I've seen some videos touting 8K, but I thought 4K was the max viewable resolution on YouTube. Anyway, I'm kind of excited to see how. I'm not going to edit this in the DaVinci video editor. I'm just going to upload these straight to YouTube, so there won't be any editing. And by that I mean it's just going to be one long cut. My my hard drive's getting a little full on my laptop, and that is a little bit of a problem. I'm Sugar's taken to peeing with her leg up. She's of course a female, and you know female dogs squat when they pee, but Sugar insists on raising her leg like a male dog. I think it's kind of cute. Anyway, she never did that until we got Frankie. But getting back to the hard drive, I'm thinking about getting a solid state external drive for my laptop, and just using that for videos, because what I have to do ultimately is when I upload a video from my GoPro to my laptop, in order to edit it into DaVinci, I'm creating all sorts of files, and then I'd have to delete them, and then they're just gone into the ether, and the only place they live at that point is either on YouTube or on my GoPro. And videos are, I primarily wear this GoPro to capture something extraordinary that happens on the hike, and if nothing really cool happens, I end up deleting videos. The one time I did catch something pretty cool was being chased by that moose a couple weeks ago, and I learned something interesting from that. Is when I was being chased by that moose, I forgot all about the camera. So the only little snippet I got of the moose was its legs running by me. So I've got to try and remember if something goofy happens on a hike, my second thought should be capturing it full frame. Anyway, it's about 70 degrees today. It's about 5 o'clock. I had every intention of getting out with these dogs early on a hike, but I got a bit of a sidetrack today from an email of the subject was, hey, go on. Go on, I got sidetracked from an email about pine beetle, and kind of reminded me to start getting serious about ordering some Verbenon pheromone pouches for our ponderosa pines. Those pouches are little pouches about the size of a dollar bill, plastic, with a that you staple to the trees on the north side, and these little pouches emit a scent, a pheromone scent that discourages pine beetle from infesting your trees. Basically, the pheromone emitted is a signal to other pine beetles that, hey, this tree is occupied, look for another tree. And so that my goal was first to take the dogs for an early morning hike, but then, as I said, I got kind of sidetracked and shopping and researching these pouches. And then it came to be around noon, and then it was the kind of the heat of the day. It was hot, and the dogs were. I hesitate to take these dogs out on a hike, when it gets too hot. Otherwise, they're panting and they're hot. Anyway, caught a break with some cloud cover at around 4:30. So off we go on our hike. That's Frankie there. Frankie got a bath last week, and also gave him a clipper cut. And then yesterday, Sugar got a bath. I'll show you Sugar here in a second. She's bringing up the rear. Sugar got a bath yesterday, and then I let her dry out. And then I got the clippers to her. And so I'm just learning how to cut my dog's hair. Anyway, all I kind of really worry about is the knocking down the hair, fur on the back legs, the butt, in her case, her hoo-ha, and then just knocking down kind of straggly hair along her back. And anyway, it's a work in progress trying to do this, and I'll do it for like 30 minutes and then I'll stop. Sugar keeps wanting to sit down during the clipper cut, and me, I'm bending over the whole time, just reaching under, grabbing legs, pulling them up. And anyway, so it's usually a 2-day process. Anyway, she's looking pretty good. It's funny when I'm using the clippers on them, sometimes they'll move, and I'll just take big gouges out of their fur. I did Frankie. I kind of had it. Hold on, Frankie. Hold on. I was doing Sugar round 2 today, and Frankie happened to be walking by, and I saw a little straggly hair, and oh, there it is. I ended up gouging them pretty good right here. They move around. They don't just. He's got a couple of those marks. He's a little more squirmy than Sugar is. I try not to, like when I'm doing it around their face and head, I try to be a lot more careful, because getting a big gouge out right around their ears or face or something, they look pretty funny. But if you do it along their back or their hind legs or something, that's not something that's as visible. Anyway, the reason I'm doing that now is because of my groomer. This winter, she called me up and she said, "Hey, I can't do your dogs anymore." Which I understand. They're a handful, not a handful like they're good, they're well-behaved dogs when they're getting groomed, but that's just a lot of work. And she's just doing smaller breeds now, or breeds with less hair, probably like labs. Anyway, so she's been really helpful, helping me find thinning shears, a good quality clippers, and oil, like a cooling oil for the blades. And so I've been the chief groomer here for the last 3 or 4 rounds here. got my earbuds in. They're Bose noise canceling on. I'm jamming to some Cure. On Pandora. I just saw some moose tracks and they look fresh, like right here. More here, more here, more here, and it looks like it might have been running. So these are all fresh tracks, new tracks, and so I should be more aware of what's going on. More tracks right there. So we're on a Fairburn mountain right now, also known as the little Cold Springs district, or Cold Springs is the name of the Forest Service campground that is located on Fairburn. Anyway, not a river kind of close by at all. However, there are a lot of little springs, hence the name Springs, but there are like a lot of springs on this hill, which is, good for moose. Jeez, it's also good for grouse. I can't tell you how many grouse I've scared up on this hill, especially in the last couple weeks. They're pretty scary when they pop up. Sometimes they just look at you from up in the tree, and if you don't move, they kind of don't see you. But then suddenly you'll make a move and they'll snap in on that movement and fly away. But man, if you come up on one walking and pee your pants a little bit. Hey, you guys want to walk up? Come on. I don't know if you can tell how steep this is. heart rate pumping. I don't know if you can see this, but when you're hiking and it's just so thick, if you take a look over here and you can just kind of see the light through the trees there, it's kind of a good sign. I know straight up ahead looks pretty dark, but you can see a little bit of light over there. And so I'm going to keep walking up and keep that in mind. Frankie, you are going the right way, buddy. I know there's a trail up here that heads back to the left and back downhill, which will provide just like a nice little loop for me and the dogs. It'll get me my steps in for the day, heart rate up for the day. And the dogs. Boy, yesterday we got 16,000 steps. Today we'll probably get only half as many. We went out for 2 hikes yesterday. Looks like here's that trail, but this is that trail here, but I'm gonna take it back this way.